here with Ken of Nightcrown to talk about their latest record, Tales, out November 10th on Noble Demon. How's things going with you?
At the moment, I'm fighting in some kind of virus or something because I'm sick. But overall, it's okay.
You're down with the sickness.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's talk about something pleasant. Let's talk about this record. Let's talk about Nightcrown. When you look at this album and you look at the growth of the band leading up to this album, what was clear for you that was important for you guys to achieve, not just with the sound, but with the overall experience that this record will give the fans?
Yeah, I think it was some kind during the recording process of Hadanfard that I had this idea of the theme for Tales to explore myths and folklores from Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Finland, but we wanted to like evolve our sound but keep like the essence of it. So I think it was at that moment when we decided that the next album we're gonna take our time with it. We don't going to rush anything, and when we feel that each track is perfect and like each line, everything, when we feel satisfied with it, then we're done to like mix and master and everything.
Was it a difficult process going from that vision that you had of what you wanted the album to be and then working through those perfections in order to actually get that vision to come to life?
Not exactly. It's both me and Henrik was like entwined with each other, and we wanted to have that Tales were supposed to be a more folkish, give it a more folkish touch and everything. And I told him that if we going to go that way, I want, if we are using other elements, I want like real ones, like real violins or key harp or something like that, not synthesizer. I wanted the record to feel more alive and not like try to use less of like digital stuff. So
you wanted a more natural sounding element and not necessarily a synthetic sounding element.
Yeah, exactly. But overall, I felt that the whole recording process and the writing process overall was kind of smooth, because we all were thinking that we don't rush anything. We are not in a hurry or anything. We can take our time with each song.
And taking your time with each song, I know it sounds like a great idea, but at any point in time, did it become a little bit of a curse because then you start to overanalyze every single detail?
Yeah, we I think we always do that, because our like main goal when we create a record is that we could listen to the record forever. That's like the goal, that we're not never going to get tired of it. And sometimes there are different opinions. I feel like each record we have put out, I feel like I could, if I'm at an island and can only bring like 3 records with me, it would be those 3 records, because I'm so proud of what we have achieved from our first EP to Tales. So I could like listen to it forever and nothing else. So
this album, because what I'm getting from you is the individual thought process of the songs, but this album as a whole is very complete. So at what point in time in the process of working on the individual songs did you guys start to think about the overall collective?
Yeah, I think it might have been when Henrik felt that now we have like enough of like demo materials, because he's constantly like writing from periods of time, and sometimes he shares with us like what and wants like a second opinion and such, but sometimes he keeps it a bit secret. So I think it was when we had like, I think it was 9 songs, and I started to like pin down what kind of entity I wanted to each song to be represented. When we started to like think that, okay, now we have stuff for a whole new record. What's the next step in the process? And I think it was one of the songs we put away because Hjalmar felt that no, this song doesn't fit at all. The sad part is I think that the demo track is like lost, because the song was very, very good in my opinion. But then when we decided that now we have enough material, then we started to work for real.
You mentioned that you wanted a real sound, real horns, real violins. Wanting it and making it work are two different propositions. When you brought that to the table, how was the reception from the other guys?
Yeah, I talked to Henrik about it, and he told me that, yeah, I know some people that could help us out, and then the everything went the way I wanted. So, but it's 2 guys that he knows that have put down like the folkish touch on this record. I can't remember the names, but they made an awesome job to it.
So when you're looking at the sound on this album, those folky influences that are definitely impactful, the way the orchestrations and the symphonic elements impact this record, perhaps a little bit different than the previous albums. There's a lot of changes on this record from a soundscape, but even from an atmosphere point of view, compared to the 2 previous records. Is this going to be a record that's going to be a little bit of an island sound-wise? Or do you think you're going to take some elements from this record and continue to evolve, continue to push yourselves as you look forward?
I actually, since the theme on the album is about folklores and myths from Scandinavia, I want to like continue on this like journey and like explore myths and like entities and stuff from the world. So we have like an actually idea on how to move forward. But I think that the next record will probably have more folk melodies to it. But I can't say more because we are still in like this process to pin down demos and ideas until we feel like the right time to continue on the next record. But I don't think that this record will be like an island, like the only record that has these elements at all, because I felt like this, compared to the recordings of Impious VM and Hadanfar, this has been like the most fun recordings I have ever done with the guys. because I bought books and like read about all these folklores and stuff and got inspired. Compared like to the other records, I just sat down and just listened to the songs and felt like, oh, what's this song? What will it be about? But here it was more like pin down like every lines, and I actually went down to Gothenburg to meet up with Johan and Henrik, and we sat down and went through every song, and I like kind of growl, whisper or something, the rhythmical pattern, and we started to share ideas how every line was supposed to be, and we made small recordings, so I had all this material to when I went into the studio to record it for real.
Wow. And not only you added some folk elements on this record, you added some guest vocalists. What was your thought process in terms of who to invite and what you wanted out of them?
If we start with Jens Rydén from Tyrfing, Jens has actually, he is one of my personal idols. He actually took our first promo shoots when we had our first gig in Stockholm. So I was like very honored to meet him. He had helped me out with another project, and I felt that his vocals is so unique because he has evolved since like Nagelfar into Tyrfing, and I felt that his vocals were like perfect for this record. And Therese, actually, when we talked about the overall soundscape for this record, I felt like we need this herd call, as we call it in Sweden, because what Therese does is actually was used as herd call long time ago to calling cattle like cows and sheep and everything, but it has turned to an actually song technique, and I felt that that's one of like the like the most Scandinavian thing in singing. I actually contacted a girl called Jonna, but she didn't answer, so I made like a post on Facebook that, do you know this song style? Contact me right away because we need it for the next record. And Therese is an old friend of mine, and she actually told that, yeah, I can do that. So we started to like talk about it. From the beginning, she was actually only doing herd calls on one song, and I misunderstood Henrik completely because he was talking about, yeah, we are going to have it on She Comes at Night, but I was talking to Therese to that, yeah, you're going to do on Lupus Luna, and we ended up, yeah, we are doing both.
And it turned out great. So I didn't know what it. To me, it felt almost like a siren, the call of a siren. If you're going back into the Maritimes and you're talking about pirates and ships and things like that, that's what I related to. I had no idea that that was actually like a herding call, Scandinavian herding call technique. That's really interesting.
Yeah, it's like Heilung is using it, and Nytland is kind of using it sometimes. So it's very common in like Viking inspiring music and stuff, because it's so typical for like Scandinavia.
So how has your own vocal journey been across these three records? Do you look back at the first album and wonder what you could have done better knowing what you can do now?
With each record, I always compete with myself, and it starts when I pin down the rhythmical pattern for each demo. So I start to like when I get a demo and I have like kind of finished the lyrics, I start with just record one line throughout the whole song, and during that recording I do my best, and when it actually comes to record like the final process and stuff, I try to beat that, and I try to beat the previous records. But overall, I feel that it's always room to evolve, and I feel that with Tales, I show all that I have done before, but I also show something new.
And it definitely has an impact on this record because it's a big sounding record, but your voice doesn't get lost in that big sound. You found a way of integrating it really well with the overall atmosphere, with the overall presence, and it really feels strong. Like the whole album feels strong, but your vocal performance feels really strong. What would you say is your biggest strength today as a vocalist that allows you guys now to do a record like this? That I don't think you guys would have been able to do this, 2 albums ago.
Yeah, I feel that the overall it's thanks to like Johan and Henrik that we took this special time during I think it was over a year ago when I went down and we sat down to go through each line, because we kept some of my ideas, and some of my ideas we put it away and changed it totally, because Johan and Henrik, they have been in the music business for so long, and they actually know what they are doing. But also it's very much thanks to my dear friend that helps me out to record, Jesper Elin, because he pushes me with each record. He pushes me, and when he feels like, now this sounds like crap, do better. So he bust my balls in the studio all the time, and I love him for it, because without him I would probably not sound this good and feel this good about me.
You mentioned earlier Lupus Luna. I think, first of all, it's my favorite song on the record. I think it's the biggest song you guys ever done. I mean, I felt like I was watching a movie. It had that movie score vibe to it. When you look at the discography of the band, where does this song rank for you?
For me, it's Lupus Luna is like overall on Tales, each song has its own style, and with Lupus Luna, I wanted to. The overall, when I got the song, it felt like yeah, this song is should be about a violent entity, and I felt like, yeah, one why not werewolves? So, and I felt like I want to tell a story with the lyrics, because the music felt like, and it never it did repeat itself, but it didn't repeat itself, if you know what I mean. And so that's why I felt like I want the chorus to be like the same, but all the verses and everything else is it's better to keep it alive. I wanted the listener to listen to a story, like a person that sit down with an old book and gather around a fire. So, and I'm very, very satisfied with it.
One last question for you. When you look beyond this album and you look into the future, where are you hoping you can take Night Crown? What is your ultimate goal?
My oh, that's hard. I want to like visit like everywhere that is possible to play, and but still like don't shoot ourselves in the foot by losing money and stuff, because it's like it's hard, because we have so many people in the US that wants us to come to the US, and we tell them, yeah, we want to come there, but it's hard, because you need like if you don't get this booker that actually believes in you and understand the financial situation, then you just gamble, jumping on a bus with another band and pay like 30 grand or something like that, and hopefully get the money back, because we still have daytime jobs in each member in Night Crown. So I actually hope that we get more shows and do more shows live, and so far it's looking good, because now we have more shows booked than we did like 3 years ago.
Well, that's a good sign. I hope you guys. I hope you guys get all the shows that you want. I honestly, the talent is there, the quality is there, and I really hope this album opens even bigger doors and more doors for you guys to play more shows, to do more touring, because the music deserves to be heard. And one thing is to listen to the album, the other thing is to experience a band live. So I think that is something that at least I can speak for myself here on this side of the Atlantic. We're all will be looking forward to seeing you guys here at some point, so we can experience these songs in a live setting. Ken, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you as well, and thanks for an amazing review. I was blown away.
As I was by the record. so it's quid pro quo. Like I've been listening to you guys for a long time, and I thought I knew what I was getting myself into with this album, but I didn't. So
Yeah,
in a good way, in a good way.
yeah.
So I honestly, it's a phenomenal record. I said it on my review. I think this is the best album you guys have ever done, the most complete album from top to bottom that you guys have ever done. So congratulations.
Thanks, man.